Happy 2021 Globe. It's been a while. I haven't posted a video since the first half of the year, I think. I finished chemo. My last chemo was on June 4th, and I think that's the last video I uploaded. It probably was uploaded. I know it was uploaded after June 4th, but that content was from then. So it's been a while, and I'm feeling so much better than I did. It's the 1 year anniversary of the day I found out that I probably had cancer. It was still at that point on January 1st. That was the day I went into the hospital because I was just so uncomfortable. And on I went that morning. By that evening, they were saying after they ran, CT scan and stuff, they said it looks like cancer. They didn't confirm it until I don't know, a few days later, like 3 or 4 days later, probably. But that was the first day that the word cancer and Ife were in the same sentence. And I just felt like it was a good time for me to make a video just to update for anyone who has been following me on my journey, just to post an update of just how my life has been since chemo. Um, Great. I still haven't been declared in remission, but I live my life like I'm in remission every day. I live my life and treat myself like I'm regular again. I treat myself, as far as I'm concerned, all my cells are behaving for the greater good of the whole, and that's it. That's my mindset. So, and I do what the doctors say. So the doctor, after I finished chemo and went to my follow up, um, I thought that on that day he was going to tell me that I'm in remission. Like, congratulations, you did it. I don't, as I've said many times before, I don't know a thing about cancer. I still don't. I mean, I know some more, but it's still so much that I don't know. And I don't know how the remission thing, and I haven't looked it up. I'm still the same way. I haven't just looked to see, like, so I've heard different things. I've heard some people say it takes a few years. They won't declare you in remission until a certain amount of time of seeing no change. And so I've heard, that you get put, you're given the title of in remission when they don't see anything. So I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, as far as I'm concerned, I am. So I did go to that first follow up after chemo, and he didn't tell me I was in remission. I was bummed a little, I'm not gonna lie, but it was what it was. He told me that I would have to take this pill. I take an Astrazole. It's an anti-estrogen pill, and I have to take it every single day. He said for 5 years. I wasn't happy about that either. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it didn't like affect my day, but I don't like pills. I don't. So I was mad that I got to take a pill, and for 5 years at that, like, it's real corny. But luckily, it's a small pill, and I've been able to be all right with it. Now, I did find out like some of there are side effects to the pill, but I try not to get caught up and think about them too much. It can have a negative impact on your bones, like it can cause osteoporosis. So I do have to improve with taking like um, extra vitamins to kind of make up for anything that it's taking out of me, I guess. Like I said, I haven't done any research. I feel great. That's what I know. I feel so much better than I did a year ago. That I know for sure. I didn't even know I was in so much pain. I didn't even know I was suffering so much until it stopped. And because I'm just a tough cookie, and I just keep going, 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 going. But I had to stop going, 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 going. My body made me. It became to that point. So, um, yeah, the doctor gave me an Astrazole, and I've been taking that every day. I was told I've had some things happen. I was told that I am pre I have pre-osteoporosis. There's another word for it, but that's basically what it is. I can't remember the exact term, but it's something with osteo in it. But it's like the I don't have osteoporosis, but it's like the early stages of it. I'm not planning on getting it. Like like this is step one towards my osteoporosis journey. I'm not. I'm not planning on getting it, um, and I'm not in that mindset. But that's just how what is labeled as. But I'm gonna work on getting just stepping up my calcium, I guess, my bone. Trying to just strengthen my bone density. I may do some research on that, or I just may just just add calcium to my like take some calcium supplements or something like that. I still have to decide. I honestly I wanted to. I'm waiting to get my next bone density test and see what those results are because I did hear that you don't want to just go off of one test and assume. So I want to see what happens. And that was before I even started or taking an anastrozole or when like I first started. So it wasn't even like because of the anastrozole, but then it's like I gotta watch out because anastrozole can actually make it worse. So that was one thing I wasn't too pleased to hear because I kind of I just never never something I thought would ever be associated with me either. But 2020 is full of surprises, or was full of surprises because it's over now. Um, Another thing that I had to deal with was finding the doctors. My doctor, he asked me if my oncologist, he asked me if I had ever had a mammogram, and I didn't. I had never had one at that point. Supposed to have them starting at 40. I've been avoiding it. It's just the truth. I've been avoiding it once I turned 40. Um, and so he made me, he scheduled me for an appointment with Memorial Sloan Kettering. I'm having a hot flash right now, so that's one thing that hasn't changed. I was hoping that it would. I hoped that I tried to make it, in my head be associated with chemo, but I guess this really is associated with the hysterectomy. So I get hot flashes. I get cold flashes too. Um, but the hot flashes, I feel like impact me the most because it's just like uncomfortable. The cold, I just can put something on and be okay, but the hot is like you just gotta let it just ride out. So anyway, so I had a mammogram and they found some things. Two of the spots that they found, they knew immediately that they were benign, but then there was a third one that they weren't sure of. So I had to have a biopsy. So I wasn't so enthused about that news. It didn't send me into a downward spiral or anything like that, but it just was like, I was a little bit like, I'm not in the mood to be going through another round of chemo or radiation, like even something that I've never been through. I just not in the mood. I was not in the mood for another round of dealing with cancer. So I was like, please. But it turned out to be benign, thankfully. And then I found out. So that was like I would say maybe August when that the breast thing happened, and then I think maybe in October, no November, I found my doctor called me when I did and told me that when I had did the BRCA study or BRCA is like BRCA, it's a genetic a test to see if you have the gene for ovarian cancer. And so they had called me way back in maybe like March or April or May and told me that I didn't have the gene that had been associated with ovarian cancer. So I was very happy for that, particularly for my children, for my daughters. I don't want like to have passed on a gene for ovarian cancer. So I was thankful that that wasn't the case. But then, like I said, so I'm the whole test, the whole study is all out of my mind, all of these months, and then in October, November, um, I get a call from my doctor, and he was like, "Oh, you remember that test you took, the study that you participated in?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all good, right? I'm all good." And so he tells me that um, it was discovered that I have a mutated gene that is linked to colon cancer. That really put me not in the mood. Like I really was like, I'm not here for this. I just was like, come on. Like, word, no way. What? You seriously? Is this I got a new journey coming? I mean, I was gonna, if I had to, I was going to do whatever, needed to be done, but I was like not in the mood. I still wasn't down in the dumps per se, kind of a little bit, but just kind of like I think I would say the word more was annoyed. Like, come on, cancer, it's like stop playing games, stop like cut it out. Um, but they did they do anything? I think they said they would just. I think maybe I had an. Did I have a CT scan after or before? I don't know. But the doctor said we'll just monitor things. There's nothing to worry about right now. There's nothing to do. So, you know me, for those who know me or have watched anything with this channel, I stay optimistic. I keep a good story in my head about my future. And so I'm not gonna let myself get into any kind of, I'm not gonna get caught up in thinking about, oh, what if I have colon cancer? I'm just not, I think that one of my mentors, she's like a mama to me. She was like, and what does that mean? And that has nothing to do with you. And I love her for that because it doesn't. That mutated gene, yes, it's in me, but the colon cancer has nothing to do with me. And so that's how I'm living regular. I don't think about it much, but I don't think about it. I haven't I did um probably for about 2, 3 weeks. But then after that, I was like, man, I just got to let this go. And got, like I said, after I spoke with her, she was like, and what does that have to do with you? Like she's good at putting things in perspective for me. And so I've been living my best life. I live like I am, all my cells do what they're supposed to do, and that's what it is, and I love it. I love life. I'm very thankful. 2020 has been interesting, kicked off interesting for me, and then the whole rest of the world, things got juicy for everybody in 2020. But it was a blessing, and I became a grandma too in 2020. And it's funny because once my grandson came, somehow this that year, because it's over now, it's so funny, but somehow 2020 became like one of the best years ever. Like I just like it just erased all of the craziness and all the drama. It just like melted all away, and I just completely forgot. Like I'm just walking around all the time like this year is just so amazing. This is just like, I'm just so in love with my grandson, and I'm just so thankful and filled with gratitude. The very year that my womb is taken from me, I'm still blessed to have a new child. Yes, I know he's not my baby per se. I didn't bring him into the world, but he's still my baby. And I'm just so thankful because I have been wanting new baby life um, for a few years, but I knew I didn't want to have a baby anymore. I have four. I'm good. I'm thankful. I'm blessed. But I knew in my 40s wasn't trying to have a child, and so I'm just thankful that I can have a grandchild, and I'm just so blessed. It's just such a wonderful thing. And so I'm trying to think if anything else in particular happened in 2020 since my last video. Oh, my wig. My oh, hold on. Hope that worked. I've never done that before. I pause in the middle of a recording, but I wanted to get my wig and come back and talk about it. So, in one of my earlier videos, I mentioned that a friend of mine was taking all the locks that I cut off my head and turning my own hair that grew out of my head into a wig for me. And this is the wig. And I absolutely look, I still got it tied in the back because I usually wear it um, kind of like tied in the back, like you see. But I wanted to show this wig because I love it so much. And I only just stopped wearing it, like giving it a break is really what's happening. I just started giving it a break because I wore this every single day for about 5 months. Um, I got it after chemo ended, but I was still completely bald at the time. Or what the can, you know what? Might have still had like my last chemo or something. It was at the very end. I know that of the chemo part of my journey. But she created this. These are my locks that grow out of my head. However, in the front, there are fake locks that she did because it's a lace front. Now I'm not gonna go, and I already feel like I'm making this a hair review YouTube video because I watched millions of them. But I'm not trying to make it that. But I just want to, particularly for people who may be like me and have been diagnosed with cancer and have locks. And when I will call around to the different places to find out, they make locks for people with straight hair. They'll make I mean, not locks, they'll make a wig out of people's hair um, with straight hair, but not with locks. No one. And so it's very hard, and I just want to encourage and let anyone know who is going through this experience and they have locks and they want to cut, and they know they are most likely going to lose them and they would like to still have a style that looks like them. It can be done. And if you're interested in it, then, just leave a comment below and I will reach out um, and give you the information for the person who did mine. Her name is Will, styled by Will. I don't have anything, her card with me because I'm not prepared. I did share her info before. I probably will still make a separate video altogether, but that's just one of the things that happened in 2020 for me since my last video. Um, and when I tell you that it changed the whole journey for me, like it just did. I felt finally like myself again. And I know hair is probably one of the most common things I've spoke about um, since on this channel, but and I'm not even a hair like. It's funny because I'm not a person who's obsessed with my hair like that, but when you lose it, then it's a game changer. Like it's just a different world, and for me, I just the bald head, the no like just the hairless body, but especially the bald head, like it just never really felt like me, if that makes sense. Like to this day, I still look at my hair. This is a wig, and so under my hair is starting to grow, but it's very short, and I've never had my hair that short, probably since I was a newborn. I never had a bald head in my entire life. So it's just an experience in and of itself that is surreal. And so for me to get that wig from her, it just was, I felt like myself again. I just finally felt like me. Because I don't feel like me per se with this. I mean, I love it. It's cute. Um, it's a style that I would have had in my younger days before locks. I would wear styles like this. So it's not like it's not me. It's more me than a bald head. But the locks was like, I could literally touch my hair. And that meant the world to me. When there's so much going on, so many crazy things, something like that, to this day, I just have gratitude forever to my friend Will. So I just wanted to share that as well. I don't think there's anything else per se that has happened in my life. I just wanted to make this video. Wanted to say quick video, but it's already been 20 minutes. But I just wanted to. It's been 1 year. It's my 1 year, anniversary of becoming aware of Ife and cancer being in the same sentence. And it's a new year, 2021. We made it through. So many people didn't. And I just want to send my condolences to anyone who's lost a loved one. I have people that I personally know who have lost loved ones. I have not lost a loved one personally, but my heart goes out to everyone. Oh, my video is gonna stop, so I don't know if my video stopped or not, but it just gave me a message saying something. So I just want to say happy 2021. I think I'm still recording. Happy 2021 to everyone. This is going to be a great year. I'm optimistic. I said that about 2020. You know what? I still feel that 2020 was a great year. I still do. Yes, I had cancer, and no, that wasn't fun per se, but I still feel like the whole cancer experience is a blessing. That there are some things I've already, seen that about why it's a blessing for me in my life. Starting with helping other people, being able to talk to other people who may not have such an optimistic view as me. And helping them to have a more optimistic view. So that's been a blessing, but also just to be able to learn more about myself and learn how to let go of having control all the time. I'm still learning. I'm still, I still got my controlling ways in many ways. But I've learned so much about who I am and also what the power is of my controlling ways and like why I am built the way that I am built and the greater reason for that. So it's been a blessing. And I know that there are still many blessings that I'm going to continue to learn about, um, of why cancer, many other things that I will learn about as to why cancer is a blessing. But I do feel that 2020 was great. I know it was crazy. I'm the first to say it was a crazy year, but I still think it was a great year. And I do know in my heart, I feel it in my bones that 2021 is going to be even greater. Um, Not just for me, not just for America, but for the globe. We've gone through something globally together. We're going to come out of it globally together. We're going to be stronger as a globe. I've said it many times. I'm very much about global unity. That's like my ultimate vision that I hope to see come to fruition during my lifetime here. And I think 2021, we're going to see a lot. So thank you. Love you all. Happy New Year.